Welcome, everyone, to a special edition of Served Up. We are here in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada at WSWA Access Live. And today we have a remarkable guest with us, Miss Meridith May. Now, Meridith is the editor-in-chief and the publisher for Tasting Panel magazine, as well as a SOMM journal. Welcome to the show.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, and I haven't seen you in years, so
happy that you're here with us.
We're super excited to have you, Meridith. Both magazines, the Tasting Panel magazine and the SOMM journal, have become cornerstones in the industry. Can you tell us a little bit about the two different magazines and the audience that you're capturing?
Well, I started Tasting Panel magazine in 2007, and it's really geared to be the brand champion. So we kind of talk about trends for wine and spirits, the who's who in the industry, the who's drinking what, very broad market. The SOMM Journal is all about wine education and spirits education on the high-end side, so whiskey and tequila especially. The SOMMs love that. But it's covering every region of the world, having master SOMMs, advanced SOMMs, the top people in the industry writing for us and writing for the people in the industry. So we are 100% trade for both publications.
Yeah, that's amazing. It really is. Can you tell our listeners a bit about your personal journey and what really led you, to leading? You are the leading force behind both of these magazines.
I appreciate that comment. I really do. And it took a while, and it was my dream to do that. I was in radio for many, many years, and was behind the scenes, and then had a radio show about food, and then I became a food critic. Knew nothing about wine and spirits, but I got a job at a trade publication called Patterson's Beverage Journal, which was a California rag that was around for a long time. And it was in 2000, just as the industry was getting luxury brands emerging.
Yes.
Patron and Absolute were just starting to come up with more premium and super premium. And the people in the industry, too. I could just feel it. So I went to the owner of the magazine, who was just the printer of the magazine, and I said, I think I could take this to new heights. Why don't you give me 10% of the business? And he laughed at me. So I said, I might quit. And he says, well, you can't do that. So I ended up buying the mailing list, was measly little mailing list. And I got to say, thanks to Southern and all the big wigs, you guys helped mentor me across country. And the Tasting Panel grew to now 65,000 strong.
Wow.
My business model is free to qualified trade, and that means wine and spirits buyers, decision makers, distributors, importers, brokers. And when the old Sommelier Journal went out of business with a 1,200 people mailing list in 2013, I bought that, turned it into the SOMM Journal, and again used my same growth pattern, and we're 58,000 strong now nationwide.
Congratulations.
That's an incredible accomplishment. So Meridith, obviously you kind of came into the beverage industry, the beverage alcohol industry. What is it about the industry that you're gravitated towards, that you love so much about it?
I'm not a SOMM, but I drink like one. So, of course, I enjoy, the finer things in life. Although, as one of the main reviewers of wines and spirits, I taste, the low end to the high end. But it constantly surprises me how good some of the brands are, and the value brands, too, and how people put their blood, sweat, and tears behind it. So that really impresses me. As in my journey of constantly finding great things to taste and write about.
Amazing. You are so deeply connected with beverages overall, and there's always something so exciting out there. Can you tell our listeners, what's next? Do you have anything, that's cooking that you can share?
Well, beverage-wise, I don't know what's next because it's all about innovation. Look here at the WSWA. Every year we come here, there's a slew of new products that come and go.
Yeah.
Some stay, mostly go, unfortunately. So in the innovation part, I know what I'm seeing And I know what people want me to see. They want me to see the non-alc rising. They want the craft beverage, which I know is growing, the craft spirits. I think premium wine is getting better. It has to be. There's too much competition. So that's my only prediction. As I see things happening, we report on it, but we also have experts going out and asking the buyers, who I think are a lot more experts. They're in the field. The distributors are in the field, and they talk about what's important.
Yeah.
And I got to say, back to Southern, thanks to you guys, we have your leading educators and experts writing reports on innovation and category trends in most of the issues of our magazines.
It's incredible.
You mentioned the trade and different sommeliers write for you in like the SOMM Journal. Is there one that just a story that stands out to you, or?
There are so many. I mean, we're so content heavy. Our vice president of education, I think, impresses me the most in his writing. He travels the world and meets face to face with winemakers and tastemakers. And his recent visits to Argentina have been eye-opening, seeing what's going on in raising the bar for not just Malbec, but just the wine industry as a whole. Israel is so important. That was our tasting panel cover story. Just what's happening overseas. I know it's very controversial, but the fact that no one can make wine right now, and how important it is for the U.S. to support Israel. And that's Eric Siegelbaum. He wrote that story. So we touch the winemakers. We don't do phone call interviews for as much as we can. We get in front of them. We get in front of the buyers. We do a series on Paso Robles hospitality where we interview people like Curtis Mann, who runs the Albertsons group on the West Coast. We're working with Jeff Degner, who just started with Specs, 230 stores, and he's being a spokesperson for some categories. So getting to these buyers, again, those are the heart and soul of our magazine. And those are I think, the best writers that we have.
Yes, absolutely. Your path is such an inspiration, and I've had the opportunity to know you for a long time now. Yeah. What advice can you give for an aspiring, individual that's really looking to tap into the world of journalism, into the world of publishing? Do you have,
not going to give away too many secrets?
No, not too many secrets, but especially in the context of hospitality, food and beverage, what advice would you give them?
Well, I would say stay away from being a consumer publication, although I would encourage that because I don't want the competition. But being a business-to-business magazine is what I think has kept us alive, plus the support of the industry keeps us alive. We're very fortunate to have a very large distribution for a trade publication, to be pretty. I think photographs are so important, and a lot of our photographs are custom. So I can't give advice to publishers unless they know how to sell and they have contacts, because it's all about sales. I gave up writing pretty much to run the ship, to run the business, to get the sponsorships, to do more events. So that's what a publisher has to be involved with. For journalists, there's so many journalists that pitch us the same story. Press releases, they don't work. You have to come up with an idea, know the magazine. So many people, we're working on the May issue right now. I get a press release. What are you doing for Valentine's Day coverage? Be a little bit more innovative and don't send out mass mailings. Make a phone call to the editors. If you want to get a story, and don't just write about brands. We already have brand stories. Write about the people. I love stories about the people in the industry.
Absolutely.
Does that help?
It is. It's a great answer.
Okay.
It is. So what is something we can look forward to in your upcoming issues that you're super excited about?
Well, we have partnered with so many great people. We're partners with SOMMCon. We're partners with Tag Spirits, Tony Abou-Ganim. We're the official magazine for his competition. We're putting on an international cab symposium in Paso Robles, bringing cabs and producers from all over the world in November. We are doing a series of speed tastings, and I think, Bridget, you've been involved in some of them, where we gather 10 top palettes for wine or spirits in a certain market, and we put 10 brands in front of them, and the panel has to judge on a quick basis, either a blind tasting for wine or cocktail themes on how the spirit does. Mm-hmm. So, and those are covered all editorially. We're doing a Napa Valley SOMM camp, where we're going to have seminars at Foley Family's Silverado. We're working with some of the biggest brands in the industry, Spotswood, and I don't want to name some of the brands that you don't have, but we've got some pretty high-end Napa Valley wines that we're working with in coordination with Napa Valley Vintners. And we work with Alexander Valley Growers for Cat Academy, where we partner with them. And we partner with the Russian River Wine Growers, where we putting on Pinot Forum. So,
so much.
But I'm not tired yet. We've got a cover story coming up on Wine Victoria. This is an undiscovered region. Everyone talks about Barossa, Clara Valley, even Margaret River. But we are focusing this year on wines from Victoria, the price points, the diversity in 23 different subregions, from cool climate Pinot Noirs to warmer climate Shiraz. So watch for that. That's coming up big time.
That's fantastic. Well, Meridith, it was so wonderful to have you on today and to learn a lot more about your story behind the tasting panel and SOMM Journal. And we really appreciate you sharing your insights today. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Amazing.
That's a wrap.